dirty, horrible landlord, the big bad slumlord who's just out there taking advantage of these people, right? These are like good people who are just working so hard, and they're just trying to provide for their family, and then through a series of unfortunate events completely beyond their control, they fall upon hard times, and this big, evil, nasty landlord comes in and, I evicted you, and I get more rich. Yeah, bro, if you think that's true, you think you could drive down the street and pick up a prostitute down the street and it's going to end up being Julia Roberts from Pretty Woman, right? Like, that's not the reality of how this goes, right? What you see here on the Tenants from Hell show, this is what actually happened. This is what the reality of evictions are, right? Like, we started doing the I love eviction line, right? Because we were just like so perplexed and so shocked at how many people just wouldn't grasp like what evictions were really like, right? Like, I mean, I made that one video back in the day, one of our first eviction videos. I was, trying to toe the line a little bit, and I was just like, because I know people are, sensitive to the topic of evictions, and I was, trying to toe the line a little bit, and I'm like, look, trying to keep it moderate, but I would have assumed then that after explaining the story, right, and teaching people what evictions are really like, and people seeing that, like, oh, the actual landlord of some of these properties is just like a regular guy like me, and he's trying to stop someone from stealing from him, I would have assumed people would, like, kind of understand that, but, like, you didn't get that. You get people that just come back and, like, attack it and vilify it more. So, I'm like, well, screw this, dude. I'm pulling the gloves off, right? We're going full on to this. Like, what the hell are you talking about, right? Stop vilifying these landlords. Stop calling these landlords the bad guy. Like, what the heck? No, man, screw it. I do love evictions, because when we actually do an eviction, what we get to do is stop crime. We get to stop thieves, right? Like, yeah, if you're a landlord and you evict somebody and they have children, like, yeah, no normal human being in their right mind's like, yeah, I'm so happy that child had a roof over their head yesterday and today they don't. But that is the problem, right? Like, that is like a false like narrative, right? Like, the landlord is not the person who removed that child's roof, right? The landlord didn't do that, right? It's a false equivalency, right? It's like, oh, you have two choices. You could either provide that kid a roof or you could make that kid homeless. That's not correct at all. The landlord doesn't evict these people. The landlord doesn't do things to a person's family. The person who actually lives there, they are the one who are victimizing their children, right? Their job is to provide a roof over the head of their family. Just like my job is to provide a roof over the head of my family, I'm sure your job out there is to provide a roof over the head of your family. My job is to provide a roof over the head of my family. I'm sure your job out there is to provide a roof over the head of your family, right? So when these scumbag deadbeat freeloaders, right, they steal from other people, destroy other people's properties, and then they come back and the media and the general public then spins it and turns them into heroes, into martyrs, into the Pretty Woman syndrome, and vilifies these landlords. Like, that makes no sense. And you get the liberals, the left-wingers, like, housing is a basic human right, blah, 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 blah. I don't understand. Why then, anybody who gets evicted and you feel that way, why then do you not call them up and ask them to just move into your basement? Why don't you just support them and their family, right? It's not practical. And anybody saying that kind of stuff, they're not willing to actually house someone else's family completely free. But, they, of course, expect landlords to do that. It makes no sense, right? Last time I checked, food was just as important, if not more important, to your survival than housing was. But you don't see anybody vilifying the grocery store for not letting people just come in and pillage the store, rob the store. If you come in and you steal from a store and you rob someone who owns a store, you know, we prosecute you, right? You get what's coming to you, and then we call that justice. Well, evictions are justice. Evictions are the justice from the landlord, right? Not paying rent, stealing from a landlord at this point, it is not considered to be a criminal offense. So the landlord's only form of justice, the only way they can stop that bleeding, stop the damage from occurring, stop people from wreaking havoc on their livelihoods, is to perform an eviction. And you're damn right. You know, you damn right I love evictions. You damn right I love seeing landlords take their properties back, stop people from taking advantage of them, stop criminals from trying to destroy their lives.